And we're here. Previously, family. Today, the end.
More family. Fend?
I tried to move around with the stick.
Yep, I remember doing that constantly when I was playing around with this.
I gotta remember buttons.
Yes, you do. I think you've bought all the gear you needed to at this town.
I've bought all the gear, period.
Yeah.
We went to the dungeon, which I can now warp to. No.
Yes. Yes?
Hold that thought. Where is the armor and weapon shop?
The armor shop is there. The weapon shop's to the right. A little closer there, bud. No. Nah. Nada. Yeah, you could get an extra 5 points on Mason or a better helm for 7, but
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if you find more stuff in the final dungeon.
Yeah, I think that was it, is that there was a...
Oh, also, that helmet didn't give any bonuses.
Does this current one give bonuses?
I have no idea. No, neither did... Well, it doesn't, but I don't know if 20,000 for just 20 defense is worth it. That's 1,000 gold per defense boost.
And I doubt there was an upgrade in the weapon shop.
No, I think there might have been, like, a weapon for one of your extra people. Like that great bow. Oh, right, but Mason's using a falcon sword. Yeah.
1 point!
I mean, it does zing.
I think that was it. I think the only thing was to grab a Staff of Resurrection just to have.
But you don't have a... No one should have the cash at this point for that. Yeah, you heard me, people. Because you have a lot of other things in the other shop that you really want to buy more, like a silver shield and another silver shield. And did I mention silver shields?
And then the final note of we are all healed up. Okay, good.
There it is. Zugs. Zug Zug. Oh, this seems inviting.
We're here. It's good, I guess.
And you have your wagon with you.
We have our crew. As they are smart and let you bring your full crew into the final dungeon.
What? Why would a game not let you do that?
What? Huh?
To be fair, 4 had a mechanic around that, which was the Baron's Bugle. So I did a little bit of reading on stuff, in the 3 weeks since we've played this game. And I found a couple things out. Number 1, I found out why all the gear in this game doesn't give much in the way of resistances to fire and ice and such. In the original version of this game for the SNES, I don't know if the Crackles can... It might work on them, I forget if it does or not. I don't know if these are fire or ice boys.
I believe it does not.
Okay, fair.
We have them.
Yeah. In the original version of this game, the Insulatile spell gives you a 70% boost to all breath attacks and such. Every version of it afterwards gives a 50% bonus, because they went, that's too good. They did not update the equipment to cover that, so breath attacks in this game just hit really hard.
Such is life.
Yep. It isn't a huge thing, but it was one of those, oh, that's neat. Also, during a random time where I saw my brothers, we thought, we should see the opening bit of Dragon Quest VIII again, just to see how long it takes to get to anything in that. And it was a long time. Don't want to play Dragon Quest VIII anymore. I played it for about an hour and a half and I went, nope, I'm good. Right, she's got a Sage's Stone.
Oh boy.
Yep. Get ready for that to be a thing.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're fine. They're all gonna hit Minmo. Who has the Sage's Stone?
You. I think you are the problem here.
Hyperanimon?
You are due to get another damage spell.
Oh, yeah. Well, remember, of the 3 brides, she's the most physical based.
Yes.
Seven can't be cursed because he is already cursed.
Watched an anime about that recently.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I don't remember what this does. Don't remember what this does.
Use it on 7, see what happens. I think it's a tingle effect.
Yes.
I thought it'd be on the whole crew, but apparently it's only on one person. That sucks. Got there.
Nope. Actually, do you have safe passage? You do have safe passage.
Yeah, Mom does, yeah. I believe all of the brides come with, or at least can learn safe passage.
I hate this.
Hello, friends! All magic affecting everything is gone. Whatever, it wasn't that bad.
That's it.
Actually, that kind of worked out. Hated this. It's the final dungeon. You're not supposed to like it. You know, the heal us spell gets a lot better in later games when it just shows everyone healing at the exact same time, rather than going through everyone's individual heal.
What?
It's a crazy thing.
No.
Speaking of healing.
If you break down the runtime of this video, it will be 5% to heal us spell.
Only 5?
Only 5. Craziest thing. Well, I hate this. Well, also, hello. Crack us all.
I'm sorry, they're ice beasts. That doesn't work on them.
Of course. Why wouldn't they be?
Now, the Staff of Thunder might do something. Or the Magma Staff, sorry, either way. God, she has so much stuff. I love it! One! Don't you love curses?
I love curses so much. I love video games!
The best. Just hit him. Just It's whatever, everyone attack. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, but what if?
Yeah, just use this team for a bit. Give the other crew a chance to rest.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
They're getting EXP.
Gigantes!
Gigante.
I hate these guys. That sweet breath might actually be a good idea.
Sweet breath?
Yeah, put him to sleep.
Ah, right.
You got one.
Understood. Have a nice day.
God. This game just keeps giving. Just kill him. Oh, I'm sorry, you can only revive someone in the party.
It's fine. What's the likelihood of her getting completely atomized again?
The one in the middle fell asleep, right?
Yes.
Ah, gee, that's hard. The time-honored strategy of, what if you just hit him?
Just hit them.
This is actually where Alola's HP is starting to be an issue, because enemies can just smash through it all in one hit with a crit.
Yeah, wow. We'll just put her in the back row. She'll be fine.
Yeah. It isn't like she's terrible or anything, it's just...
Okay, there is nothing over there on the left
There's
side,
nothing
I
here.
think. Yes, okay. Hots, though.
Let me rephrase that. There was nothing on that floor. Yeah, you should have seen this coming.
What? What? Why?
This is a greater form of it.
Why would they do this?
Focus strength.
Big.
Sultry Dance? I was going to say Sultry Dance to try to steal any MP it has, but I don't know if it has any.
Sultry Dance was the confused one.
Oh, my bad. It's
Yeah.
the weird dance. My
Don't worry,
apologies.
I also forgot. It's been a bit since we have even used Alola.
I feel like these things are supposed to do something terrifying. So far, I'm not... there we go. No, they don't have enough MP to steal MP from you. There you go.
Well.
Don't look at me, man.
Man, who would have thought?
This place is haunted. Whatever. Just keep going. It's already almost dead.
What?
Punk embraced Alola, and Alola was not impressed.
Okay.
When you're confused, you do a lot of weird shit. Oh, there's a critical hit in there somewhere.
No, I should not be hitting heal all, as it is using 7's MP.
Yeah. Well, there's a stairwell to the left, so let's look over here. I really appreciate Team What If We Just Hit Them.
What if we just hit them? What's a strategy?
Which, to be fair, has been a very effective strategy for the entire game so far. What's magic? Just hit him. There it is. Money!
Shrugs. Nothing. Nothing's over here.
I'll take a 50% reduction in enemies hitting me.
It's not like these guys have any attack. Or defense. They have attack. They have plenty of attack.
Yeah. I will admit, when I saw them, all my insides tried to shrivel up because they are one of the many monsters on the road to Rhone.
I remember that. I remember that from Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Yeah. It's so fun to see a lot of monsters from the Rhone region in here.
Weird that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost like the game's like, hey, do you remember... Case in point, you want to remember some fun?
You're the good shit.
Part of the game we didn't playtest.
Oh yeah,
No,
man.
not one of them.
Uh-oh.
Hello, PK Tom.
Oh yeah, thank you for the host, Tom.
Gonna wait a little bit so that the
Nice.
actually went very well. Okay, I need to specify something here. Yes, I know Pazuzu's not technically on the road to Rhone. He's at the final boss's castle. Shut up, I understand.
Oh, I can't believe your gamer cred is being completely annihilated from sales.
Destroyed. Obliterated. That's what I get for playing a game that was made 30-something years ago. A long time ago.
Well, here I go. Sideways Golem continues to be very
Always
good.
the best. At least, well, unfortunately, he's not on a carpet this time.
What if... Damn. Well...
They probably have some considerable resistances, too. Oh, boy.
Yep.
Alright, he'll punch through. Well, Mason will punch through. It worked. Well done.
Genius. Also, interesting, that is single target.
Oh, yeah, it is. It worked, but hey. Something to know for next time. Wait, did the golem dodge?
The Golem, I think, just took no damage.
It's... Oh, fair. Okay. Speaking of the golem... Oh, God.
Large.
That's 7 more damage on each swing of that Falcon Sword. Well, 3.5, but still.
It's good enough. In hindsight...
Yeah, just hand that off to somebody. So there's a stairwell to your... That's where you came down, but you want to go this way, right?
This is not where we came down.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go. I meant to the south is where you came down. To the north is where you want to go.
South is not where we came down.
Oh, okay. So it's just a puzzle.
You could call it that. I don't think I've ever seen these. No, they do attack.
They've got a slice and they can cast Kaswoosh.
Never seen them attack. Oh, Lord. There's no items in this dungeon, right?
There are a couple items in this dungeon. A couple of them are very good.
Oh boy.
So, the guys in the middle neutralized all magic, and then Pazuzu tried to cast a spell and got blocked.
Is this the problem?
This game is the best. Good lord, Gudian. Good to know that even if magic is blocked, the Sage's Stone still does its effect, because it's not technically a spell, it's just an effect. Probably Punk. Nope.
Well, we actually chose the way forward. Not the way to fabulous rewards.
I don't know where the rewards are, so...
I'm not yet convinced that they exist. Friends. Is that good?
That's great.
Oh. You're so under her HP.
That's like 70 health or heal, so yeah, that's half her HP.
Oh yeah, keep doing that one. I can deal.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Well, I can deal with it.
You can, if things go the right way.
Does the Sage Stone ever break? No.
Nope.
It's one of the best items in the game.
They intentionally give it to you because this is one of those signs of, hey, shit's about to get real. You might need this.
You might be thinking of the Sage's Ring, I think it is. Which is...
Prayer ring.
The rare... The what ring?
The prayer ring?
Prayer ring, right, yes. Which is the MP heal.
She's speeding up.
Fabulous rewards.
Hey, these things. I hate them.
Drakenstein. You know, maybe I should just basic melee with all when there's groups. Even though my memory, like my feeling is like, well, she has status effects. I forgot. Alola does damage too. Why are you like this? 1 HP.
Okay, you did miss one chest.
Is it worth going back and getting?
I'm actually going to go check to see what the heck that chest is right now. I think it's called the Dark Robe.
It's like, oh, this is going to make or break everything.
Dark Robe, Dragon Quest V. It gives 55 defense, can only be worn by certain monster companions, and gives some resistances. It's not that great.
Not worth it. Not worth it for what our final team is going to be.
Ogre Shield, on the other hand, that's pretty good.
Hello. I was like, that's a worse shield than the one he's wearing. But then, hello, protection against the elements.
Yeah, cuts all breath damage by 10. I believe the Silver Shield is better. I could be wrong. Let me double check.
Magic and fire.
Silver Shield is only against Frizz, Sizz, and Fire Breath. So, if you wanted more protection against Frizz and Sizz, the Ogre Shield gives 10 resistance to fire and ice-based breath attacks.
Okay, what does the robe do?
The robe gives Frizz, Sizz, Bang, and something else resist of 20 to all whatever monster is wearing it, but I don't think every monster can wear it.
No, the Palladium...
Pallium? Okay.
Pallium Regale. Because we have magic in ice on that already.
Reduces all breath and all magical damage save Bang and Zap by 35 points.
I think the Ogre Shield's better.
Okay, fair enough. Who knows? Maybe you'll find a better shield in here eventually.
I mean, what's your opinion?
Well, it's mainly because Mason can't wear the Silver Shield.
Gudian can.
What shield is Mason currently using?
Dragon.
Oh, then he's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, give it to Gudian. Again, we might do some shuffling later.
We'll figure it out before we approach what is clearly the final boss room. They will definitely let us know, right?
Yeah, sure.
No, but yeah, if it is a monster-only equipment that I missed, I will be upset that I missed treasure, but live.
Yep. Again, I am hurriedly looking to see if I can find the rest of the items here. Just got the Ogre Shield. That's all we need. Okay, that's that.
Oops. Should have healed. Should have healed. It's fine.
It's fine. You can heal up on this next turn.
You can heal up after fight.
Yeah.
This party can effectively remove one monster a turn.
True.
And look, all she needs is a mid heal. I hate this.
Are you sure? What's the worst they could do?
Oh, you know. Maybe die. Fun.
And they're small, so there's a lot of them on screen at once. It's fine. I do like that Mason and Gudian are just like, whatever, we got this. And the other two are going, my blood.
Got there. Level 30 cat. Stairs down or door in?
Don't even bother for the stairs.
I'm curious.
I'm just, yeah.
No, like... What's down there?
Mini metal.
Oh, fuck yeah. In the final dungeon?
Yeah.
Whoops. I was mashing. The most I was mashing. I really gotta stop doing that. Huh.
What's up?
Mason atomized the dragon.
Well, yeah. Mason will do that.
Stop it!
Kill the Drakenstein, because I don't think the snake handlers do much, and you can heal up while you're murdering it later. Could be wrong.
Yeah, Chrome?
That did, like, no damage.
Betrayal
like 10
by
to 20 per.
Betrayal by the coward Chrome. Meanwhile.
Trade, huh? Giving solid advice.
Found out what they do.
Oh yeah, cool. Cool. Was that a zing or a kazing?
That was a leaf.
Oh, cool. Even better.
Yeah, they give him the leaf because then they can always do it.
I forgot that was their attack animation.
As opposed to either A, having a chance to miss, or B, needing MP.
Do you see what's over there?
I do. Time for the TNT board.
Well, I was gonna say avoid that and go to the south real quick, but they might not let you. Hey, more ways to heal.
Ooh, absorbing my
Going to
magic.
absorb magic, yeah. Your checks notes. So much magic.
Ah, God damn it, Gudian. Why'd you go first that time?
Oh, it's probably a full heal.
That'd be nice. I appreciate it, Mom, but that is kind of wild that you thought about me every day for like 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
Hey, Ma.
Hey, guess who's back?
No longer requirementing. Well, anyway. It's always been about family. Though I don't have the Sage Staff on the proper person.
Nope.
This will be fine. This will be fine.
Hold on. You knew from the previous fights, Sap did not work on Ladja.
It's gonna be different.
It's 3 weeks. I'm going to save you that little bit of hassle.
It could be different.
Wait for it.
Big.
Yeah, that's the Kafrizzle spell. Does Deborah have a healing item?
Sorry, my mind briefly hovered over the Staff of Anti-Magic and went like, oh.
Yeah, there it is. Staff of Salvation.
Two of them.
Yep, occasionally takes a double action. That's fine. Deborah can heal most of that away.
Right, yes. That's what I meant to do. What else we got here? Puff would just take you out of the battle.
You could probably switch Minmo out if you wanted to.
No.
I didn't think so.
We finish this as a family. Alright, time for a DPS turn. Time for a sword DPS turn. And time to put the staff on. Time to put the big stick on.
Well, yeah, Minmo. Healthy and strong. Minor bit of healing this turn, not too bad. In fact, I think Deborah can just take care of it.
Deborah needs to heal herself.
Yeah, I think everyone else can take a little bit of
Yes.
punishment.
Why am I hitting so much harder than 8?
Seven's just got a ton of strength. And remember, his Dragon Staff just has a ton of attack power on it.
I think cast Oomph on 8, right?
Yeah, 8 and 7 both have it. Minmo and Deborah do not. Again, 7 just hits really, really hard. Okay.
I love his Hadoken attack animation.
It's very weird. I'm appreciating these really boring turns.
Alright, well that's anything in hindsight.
Try boom.
Try boom. Hey, that's
Hey.
Root.
Who knows Tingle? Oh, wait, no, you got a staff for that.
I have a staff for that.
I have an app for that. Hold on.
Like most situations, Inmo has a staff for that. Let's make sure Deborah doesn't implode.
Ooh, the super breath.
Yeah, that's bigger than before.
Alright, time to do a little bit of healing.
Yeah. What, I'm sorry, I forget. What is Kerplunk?
Kerplunk, I believe, kills 7 and fully heals everybody else.
Right, okay. Inmo.
Boom.
Yeah, really need her healing staff.
It's okay.
He has the HP to take anything. A nothing turn.
Well, sometimes it's a double turn.
Healthy and strong.
Good pick. A little bit of healing. Not too bad.
No, let's just top everyone off. Actually, back up there.
Yep.
You mid heal, Minmo. You full heal 8. You boom, and you staff yourself. There we go.
Would you like to know why this fight isn't so hard?
Enchilada?
That and the bishop doesn't get rid of your spells.
Yes. My buffs stay on.
Myself.
Kafriz is still kind of terrifying.
That hits 7, and 7 has more resistance to that spell than anybody else. Otherwise, it's going to do 100 plus. It hits hard. Enchilada doesn't break Kafrizzle's spell damage. It only does stuff against breath attacks.
Yeah, it is the breath attack resistance spell.
7 just has a bunch of gear on that reduces spell damage, including his very powerful armor.
Yeah.
Which is 100% optional.
7 is taking like 40 reduced damage from ice spells. God, fall off your horse.
Nope.
Oof. One.
I mean,
okay.
A lot of breath attacks here.
This is fine. You can recover.
We have a staff for that.
We have a staff for this. What have you missed? What?
Well, that's okay. I think 8 knows Tingle. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's fine. We can recover still.
Okay. 7 can take that hit.
7
Well.
can full heal himself.
Yes.
Anyway, for what did you miss? We found Mom. Mom may be dead. Currently, the family is fighting.
Ah!
I forgot I had that.
Yep. It's the first time she's been hit by it. She'll be fine.
Hadouken!
There we go. I was keeping a rough count. I'm like, you're pretty close.
Got those Laja Hadoukens coming out.
Another level for Mason. Damn. Damn. That's actually a very good skill for Mason. Never fails. How much strength did we give Alola? Yes.
It would always be so weird how detailed animation-wise that getting up and falling over animation is.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive, but at the same time, it just stands out so much based on everything else.
It's too fluid. Dad here.
Dad back in his ass-kicking outfit.
Goodbye.
Well, there's more mountain to explore.
There's more mountain. Well.
Back to the monsters.
Back to the monsters. There's nothing down here.
Oh, Beastmasters. Kill the Beastmasters first. They will keep summoning assholes.
Yes.
I hate this game sometimes. Okay.
Oh, weirdly slow that turn.
Yeah, I don't know why. So, in the original version of the game, the bishop actually died way back when you fought the bishop in the temple place before, where you rescued your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And all this extra stuff with the bishop just wasn't there. When you get to your mom, she just goes, "Okay, I'll open the way," and then she gets shot by lightning. But they wanted, and I'm okay with this actually, wanted to really emphasize that, yeah, this bishop guy's a jackass. Let's make this fight more entertaining. So.
Shit.
Well, time to switch everyone out.
My brain broke really bad. Do I want to continue on or go in that cave?
You might as well just keep going down. You can hit that cave in a minute.
Okay.
Or you can circle back to that cave, because there's some stuff later on that you might as well just go grab now.
Is the cave the way forward?
The cave is the thing you need. So if you want to hit everything else, go for that. Go for everything else, is what I mean.
Okay.
There's a MacGuffin in that cave.
I guess what I'm asking is, would I be backtracking to that cave?
You're still going to have to come back to that cave either way, because the stuff below that is just an item and a heal spot.
Okay. Okay, I see. Yeah, alright. That's what I was a little, like, unclear on.
Yeah, I understand.
In that case, if that's a heal spot, I'm just gonna hit the button that saves me time.
Yep.
There's no heal spot here.
No. There's just 2 caves over here.
There's 2 caves.
The bottom cave is the heal spot cave.
Finally, it's here.
No. They had to put this deep in the game. Only 1 point weaker. Wow. To make sure that you didn't get the awesome power of the double-edged sword early on.
It's not that great.
Now it isn't that great. It has an attack power of 99. When you found it in Dragon Quest IV, it was, what, 50 points higher than anything else you had? Now, you've got gear for days. It's not worth it.
It's not. It's upsetting.
Such a good item before.
Why are you like this?
Because it's a Drakenstein. Her speed is quite variable.
A little bit. Yeah, yes, it would ump Mason's attack, but Mason hits twice, so he's already doing more damage than that.
Oh, by the way, you should check out Mason's meditation move.
She almost has as much attack as 7.
She's using a much weaker item, right?
Oh, I was saying strength.
Oh, strength, yeah. She's got a lot of oomph. How much strength does Mason have? Yeah, a lot. Okay. As befitting Golem.
So go past this. No.
No. This is the
This
second
is correct
game.
cave.
Yeah. Ah. This is where you need to get the MacGuffin. I'm sorry, I read the map. So you need to go get the MacGuffin and come here. I thought you had to go back somewhere else. I'm looking at a map that's 25 years old. I apologize.
How dare. I see.
Yeah,
Welcome
you
to
have to
hell.
get to those items in the center. Have fun. I'm just going to pull up the treasure map right now so I can give you a heads up on what these items are.
Am I stuck?
No, just go to the right. On the floor above, go to the right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yay!
The worst item down here.
Oh, I love it.
If you can get back to that first stairwell down to the left.
No.
Well, you can. Do better.
Alright, hold up. Let me solve here. Oh boy.
In the original game, it's a thinking cap. Instead, they give you a TNT ticket. Why? Fuck you, that's why.
Fuck you.
They're here.
This is fun.
Maybe we kill the Doom Slugger first.
I don't even know what is priority target here.
We're gonna find out.
They do nothing.
Krakenstein it is.
For now, we'll see if the killing machine does anything. We'll see if the killing machine kills.
I wonder what a killing machine does.
Attacks twice.
Continues to shoot Mason in the face.
Mason for 20 damage.
I have shot this thing 4 times. It's not dead. Crossbow broken.
Beep. They're very fast is the other thing that they do. They're very dead is the other thing that they do.
I'm pretty sure they can crit as well because they are a killing machine. Hey, you're getting to the point where you're not gaining much from levels anymore. Giant flashing sign that the game would like you to finish now.
I'm trying.
You need to mention this now. Oh, go ahead.
A way to see how much EXP you need to... no, lower right. Oh, no, you have to talk... Right, you have
to see how much experience he has.
You have to talk to the priest. The priest tells you how much EXP you need. Because it's Dragon Quest.
Mm-hmm. Why would you think it would be anything else?
Why would it be anything that makes sense? Okay, No.
Nope. You were on the right path, though.
Yes. I think I have it figured out, I just did not solve for X correctly.
There you go. A crown, huh? Just really quickly find the sun crown on the list of items here.
Puts it in the bag.
Oh, jeez.
Huh. Huh.
Yeah, it's just a really, really good helmet.
I mean, rid of that iron mask that we've had for ages.
Forever and ever and ever.
How do I get out of here?
I think you go back to that second. Boy, this is a fun stairwell and just wrap around.
This is an encounter.
I think your cat might be broken.
Why?
He's not critting. That's kind of what the cat's whole thing is he's supposed to crit a lot.
Such is life.
Speaking of cats, how's Minmo?
Stumbly.
Actual Minmo. When does all the stuff come off?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Wasn't there a spell that you can cast to see your EXP in some games?
Maybe? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I took the cone off of Minmo briefly yesterday. Because the other concern I'm having with him right now is he's not eating as much.
Probably hard for him to eat.
And he's not going to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's because he is wearing the cone. There is a double effect on him right now of with the cone and the bandage. He's just having a hard time moving around.
Yeah.
Literally, once I took the cone off, he was able to like move around way easier. And was able to go to the bathroom and eat a bunch. And then I had to put the cone on because as soon as he took care of his bodily functions, he wanted to gnaw on his foot. Damn, it doesn't let me just walk into it.
Aww.
Shrugs. We needed to make the dungeon a little longer.
Okay, so that goes to F.
Interesting. Understood. Have a nice day. Oh boy.
That goes to Q. Sorry. I'm...
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. That's a bit better. So, now that you found the Sun Crown, I can reveal this fun information. There is a unique shield for 7 in this game. It's in the post-game dungeon.
Yeah, because he kind of has equipment unique for every other slot at this point.
Yep.
Stop it.
But the Ogre or Silver Shield gives plenty of resistances to 7, so 7's doing just fine. Meanwhile, Team Monster is doing fine.
They have a way to heal, so they really don't care. That's the other staircase.
Bottom right. Oh, no, you're here. Got it. Got it. Hello. Hello.
Well,
By the way, the Metal King helm is just here.
well. No special effects. Large number.
It's just a ton of defense.
If you wanted not all the resistances, if you wanted not the Zenithium helm,
Which I don't remember. I think that gives Fuddle resistance. I'd probably just give it to Mason.
it's funnier that way.
It really is. Because if Mason never has to, like, switch in the middle of combat... Yeah, the thinking helm just goes straight to... Gudian.
What's Gudian have on? Just an Iron Mask.
Had. You've retired both of your Iron Masks.
Finally.
It only took too long. Hello! We're a party.
Well,
might as well just hit something. Or use a... Cool. It casts Boom.
Had that on me a very long time. And I feel as though this is the best time to use it.
I don't disagree.
Heal. I had a feeling that that might have actually killed.
I think it's almost dead.
Yeah, it's got to have like 1 HP left.
Well, you've almost destroyed it. Sorry, you are fighting whatever the heck that thing is. Spread the love. Killing machines are fine. Killing machines are a lot less dangerous when you don't have 2 super squishy party members in the back line for some reason.
Yeah, it said I only have 1.
Yeah, but you have a way of infinite healing.
Oh boy.
For a second, I actually thought you had recruited the killing machine.
Okay, that always dumps you out in the same place.
Yes.
And there's nothing over there. Alright, just want to be sure of that.
Whoa.
What?
For a second, the side stream was bad, but it's fine.
Yeah,
that was just a side stream.
That was just a side stream.
That happens occasionally. I feel like we've done this fight before. Have we done this fight before?
Slightly.
Something similar. Oh boy.
Oof.
They don't like punk. So that's actually a big thing about the killing machines. They don't have much in the way of HP. Thrilling combat.
What? I wasn't yawning. Shut up. I'm not thinking about all the things I get to do tomorrow.
Such as?
Not
Good
feel
things?
bad. Not feel bad about my cat anymore.
Fair.
I'm not gonna lie. That's been on my mind like almost the entire fucking week.
I understand.
I hate looking at that guy move around.
Getting the messages, I was thinking, oh man, there could be a lot of things. Then I kind of thought about it, it also could just be that your cat got his claw caught on something and it's a little hurt. It's frustrating and it stinks, but it's not the end. Oh, great.
Fuck yeah, man.
What if we had 2? She could... What?
I'm sorry, what? Hold up.
What? I did not know Alola could wear the Dark Shield.
Well, she not on right now, a Scale Shield.
Yeah.
Which is not good. Well.
Okay.
That deals with some of her squishiness.
I believe the Dark Shield gives some benefits too, so... All right.
Hilarious. Anyway. So we need to get to the bottom left part of this and drop down, I think.
I believe there's something over here. Yeah, you just go. You
Hold
see
up.
what you got to do.
Hold up. I see something else.
Oh, is it a treasure? I don't know what the Doom guys do.
I think they just hit really hard. Because that's what they've been doing. Like, they hit frustratingly hard.
Yeah. I wonder if they have a chance to crit as well. I have the internet. Let me look this up. Doom Slugger. Poison you, and it has a chance of doing an attack that just deals a little bit of extra damage, which is Rend with Claw.
Which I think has been localized to rips out the jugular.
Goes for the jugular, yeah.
Every time. I've healed. I feel better about my situation. Kaswoosh. God damn it. Right, up, and around.
Spin the wheel, baby. I just think you use this crew. No, you got to bring in the wife because she double taps.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go.
Damn.
Dang. That would have been so much experience.
I did that gasp, which was not a good idea.
Yeah. Your lungs are not at 100% right now.
It's the winter. My lungs will not be at 100% for a while. Oh boy. Well, anyway.
Just a stairwell right there. Why are you doing that?
Because
You opened the chest?
that was up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was money.
Oh, okay.
It's worthless money. Okay.
Yep. You are now in the new area. So you did miss a chest back there, but it was a mimic. So congratulations, you dodged a bullet.
Like, not against my attempt. I was looking around for chests.
It was actually kind of hidden. It squirreled away in a really dumb spot, so don't worry about it. Uh-oh.
I don't want to be in this encounter anymore.
Might be time to switch teams.
The other crew can fight exactly one fight and pass out. Thank you, Mason.
Mason does take care of a lot of problems.
Mason takes care of problems. Ba, 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 ba.
Well, damn.
Is there a heal before the boss? I feel like there would be.
Even if there isn't, you've got rings and stuff, so...
Yeah, I guess. Alright, so there's just part 2 of Where Do You Fall Down. Which means that there's a part 2 of There's Items down there, maybe. Come the fuck on. Every encounter in this place.
And you're quickly getting to the end.
Yeah, it's just the part of every encounter is starting to become a slog. Mason. Oops. That was bashing. Ah! I don't think its poison attack has ever hit.
A lot of the time, the poison attack's going at Mason or Gudian, and I think they both have huge resistances to poison.
Dang.
Mason hit level 20. It's time for Mason to slow down.
Alright. Wife.
She has a spell.
She has anything to do. There's the stairs up. Mason is now no longer part of the Turbo team. Now Alola will never decelerate. Does Venom stay around after fights?
I believe so. But you can easily get rid of that with a Squelch.
Yeah. Squelch. Yo, Squelch. When will Mason ever be cured of his curse? Question for the ages.
Well, you found your way back.
But... wait.
Yeah, there was nothing down there. That was just a way to get back in case you wanted to head back for some reason. Good job.
Did I miss something? Oh, there were stairs. Okay. Yes.
There were stairs.
I assume...
I see I've come at an interesting time.
Hello. Well,
Hello. Better late than never.
You have arrived at the point of me thoroughly being fed up with this final dungeon.
I kind of got that, yeah. I mean, I feel like you had some problems with, you know, the combat in general, so final dungeons being what they are, I suspected that that'd be the case.
I enjoyed the boss fight that we did. That was fun.
Ah! Yeah, the game does need more of those, and it's a thing I hadn't really noticed until you pointed it out.
Complicated boss fights. There are some boss fights that are just,
Sure,
well,
sure.
I've debuffed the enemy, and
but
now
like,
it's 10 turns until they're dead.
But, like, the ones that involve some actual interaction.
Yep.
They're not particularly stiff resistance, like, whatchamacallit, Lodja. It was not... Or not Lodja. Kidding.
No, Lodja.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking of Lodja. Like, he wasn't enormously complicated, but he certainly didn't go on autopilot either.
And Lodja 2 was similar.
Right.
Behemoth is still king of the boss fights in this game so far.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Where
he
am I?
is...
You were
He's a heck of
in
a
the
fight.
big section that you fell down on the right.
I'm on the bottom floor, right, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
you gotta get back up and head to the left, fall down again, and then go back up. Dang.
Yes.
Punk's fine.
Understood. Have a nice day, sir.
My bones.
Punk's fine. See how fine Punk is?
Punk is fine.
The only HP that matters is the last one. I see status effects have started to come back.
Against these guys, yes.
I guess they just do enough damage that any CC is good enough.
Yeah.
The
A couple fights earlier, Newbie found that sleep worked really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of enemies on which sleep does work. It's just Dragon Quest in particular, I feel, is emblematic of a specific problem that that's endemic to RPGs of this era in general, which is that there's no distinction made in any regard between status effects
Jesus.
specifically that fail to work due to resistances and status effects that fail to work because they have an intrinsic mischance. Like, if a spell has an N% chance of inflicting sleep and it doesn't work, you have no way of telling if that's because the enemy you're using it on is not immune to sleep or whether it's because you just failed.
Yep. It is a general problem.
It is a really big problem with status effects in particular. And, like, if I remember correctly, there may have been some point of feedback in later, I want to say.
Yes, later games do give you feedback.
In 11, I believe it'll say, like, the spell missed
Blocked.
or he is not affected.
Okay. And that will tell you whether it was resisted or whether you failed to roll your hit chance. Okay, that helps. A lot.
Oh boy. Do not swoosh.
Yes.
Okay.
It'll still take some poking and prodding to, like, determine an approximate resistance percentage empirically, like it usually does for anything that doesn't do magic. Ow, my bones.
Oh.
That Dark Shield's doing work.
It's fine. It's fine.
I see the humans are taking a break.
Monsters are getting us through the dungeon.
I see. The monsters are gonna do the,
You fight monsters with monsters.
whatchamacallit, the donkey work. That's what I was gonna say.
You might want to heal.
I just had that thought.
Fortunately.
We can't use the auto heal because then it uses the human's MP.
Yes, correct. That's kind of what I figured. I mean, I figure you have enough elfin elixirs and magic waters to make it, but
No.
is that
actually,
good?
I mean, we've seen a bunch of these guys before.
Oh, okay.
They're annoying when
They're not
have
Dragon
magic.
Quest 2.
Yeah, I didn't have that stomach clench the first time I saw them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I can't remember if it's this particular coloration of this enemy, but I do. Well, here we are. So I do remember that this enemy did something absolutely awful in the Road to Rhone. Was it the other version where it blows itself up to kill your entire party? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Also, Pazuzu here is the mini-boss that's in the castle proper.
Oh boy, exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, that probably makes him way better than the gold bat boons or whatever, because there's only one Pazuzu.
Pazuzu can still cast Defeat and a bunch of other fun stuff.
Oh, sure.
Because Pazuzu hates you.
Of course.
Hello?
Hang on. Be right there. I seem to have missed a considerable amount of chat's responses to my inane yammerings, so let me just read that real quick. In general, though, a thought had occurred additionally to the one about status effects, which is that the
Just a knick-knack?
it's just a knick-knack. Yeah, it's a bull roarer. You know, for ghouls.
Sure.
But where was I? All right. This game in general, I think, represents an interesting inflection point in.
Is there a problem?
We just
that one stat. Oh, I see. Okay, I thought there was just one statue looking to the side, which would have been great, but no, they're just looking at you as you pass, which is fine, I guess.
Nope, you're fine.
what goes on here?
Nothing.
What do you hear?
Thanks, Alucard. I sometimes wonder why that dub of Symphony has become such a meme.
Because it's amazing. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Guess what time
Oh,
it is?
Here we go. We live here now, or possibly in the room below this one. Oh, okay. That's fine. This is actually interesting.
Actually, hold on. Can you move that other one back real quick, just to make your life a little bit easier? And make a save state at the beginning of the room, so if you have to reset, you can just do it.
Good call.
Okay, but like, this is at least an interesting idea for a room. This is a challenge that like requires some futzing.
Alright.
But like, it's transparently obvious what futzing you need to do. You just need to work it out.
I actually really like this puzzle.
It's real cool. Like, I was way into it as soon as I saw it. It is neat. And it doesn't look like there are random encounters here either, which is a nice touch.
I think they are, but it's just extremely low.
Okay, well, whatever then.
Well, you could just move that one. Oh, wait. Does that do it?
Let's find out. We have to go down first, and then we can loop all the way back around.
No, you need to get the
you need to get the one that...
Okay,
you need to get one that has a way up.
Yeah, you need to get up center.
You need to get the bottom one.
Is it just the bottom one?
Yes.
Okay, I thought the one to the left there.
No, because these are on the left and right. Are there?
And they've been specifically designed to that.
Okay.
Hold up.
Oh.
Gotta do some shifting.
Now, can you? Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. Wait, are there different
openings? There sure are. Yep.
You know, if this were Might and Magic or something, there would be something written in those, and there would probably be a great deal of cursing.
You could just move the middle one down.
Probably could have. I think that is actually the solution here.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time you made reference to Puzz in the Dragon Quest Builders 2 playthrough, this is sort of the thing I envisioned.
Move the middle one over, or the bottom middle one? Yeah. Nope, that doesn't do anything.
No, this does do something.
Oh, it does. You're right, because you can do this, and then walk to them. Yep.
Victory?
We're getting there.
Oh no, you still need to move or grow up. Sorry, I was misreading that.
Ah, dang, so close.
No. And that's locked. Yeah, we are locked here now.
Wait, try going to the top one, top middle one.
How? Oh, I see. Yes, this might work.
Maybe?
Might work, no.
Ah,
No.
frustrating.
And I think if I go over here, locked.
Yeah, okay.
There's one other thought process here.
Sure.
No, I think, this puzzle sucks. It is bad. In actuality. It's good, in thought process.
Premise. Yeah.
But, frustrating.
Yeah.
In every other way.
Time consuming to experiment with. And I guess to reset the puzzle if you've screwed something up is probably a huge pain.
Yeah, you probably just leave the room and come back, but then you have to get to
like,
the entrance of the room. Yes, this is a sliding tile puzzle for fuckers.
You might have to reset.
Why?
Just based on how things want to move around and stuff. Like, I think this puzzle's actually not super hard, but it's not apparent right at the beginning what to do. But if you start moving stuff around, it gets harder and harder and harder as things start to shuffle. Fortunately,
But
we just have
infinite
a save
time, I
state
would
here.
definitely have grabbed like my graph paper and tried to plan this out.
Unless.
There we go.
I live here now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice house.
Hey, you should just look up a solution for me. I don't have the brain power for this right now.
Okay, move the one to the left to the right. The one on the bottom left to the right.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Move the other two on the left side down one.
I had the right idea.
Yep.
I just can't sliding tile puzzles.
It's totally fine. Move the top one to the left.
The center one up.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I cannot these types of puzzles.
It's totally fine.
Is
You
this
might
it?
want to start switching your...
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting
Time-
very
time
close.
to
You might
save
want to
and,
switch your people around.
Yeah. Change positions. What does meditation do?
I don't know. I always forgot to use it.
It's
I see.
You know what? I'm not going to say it. Maybe Golem gets a chance to fight. We'll see.
Maybe
You might
it'll-
want to give the
yes.
healing item
Yeah,
over to
yeah.
Minnow.
Change over the Sage's Stone and so forth. Any other important stuff, I suppose?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, the sliding block puzzle, it's actually not hard, but it looks much harder than it is. So you think, oh,
Yeah.
I got to move this stuff over here. You don't have to interact with half the blocks.
Yes, unfortunately, it's so large and takes so long to move anything around that it's
Yes.
hard to remember what you did and did not
Exactly.
do.
You really need to sit down and conceptualize a solution before you do anything else.
I think I kind of lucked into it when I was doing it the first time. I went, wait a minute, I don't have to have a block in the middle. Oh. Okay, cool. And we're done. Fuck off, I'm leaving. Minmo. Never mind, that's so useless.
It's something.
That's why you're
Anyway.
using them now.
Also, before I go any further, you might want to give that Yggdrasil leaf to somebody else. Yggdrasil, sorry.
Somebody elf.
Somebody
elf. If only Honey was in our party.
Uh-huh. It's on,
Yeah,
your
I know.
slime
I'm
knight.
seeing what we got here. Okay.
Maybe Deborah.
Deborah. That way everybody has a way to revive.
Yep.
Take it you've only got the one?
Got
We
two.
have 3.
I see.
Everybody has
Oh,
one.
I see.
Everyone
Sorry,
has one,
except for-
and 8 has Kazing.
Yep.
Yes.
We found
It's
the
good.
double-edged sword again. It's bad.
Oh no!
It's bad now.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
It's,
in the
you-
mid game, I assume.
everybody else just has weapons that are better. God damn
I see.
it.
Okay, that's really disappointing. Oh, it's fine. I'm
You
sure.
can cut through these boys.
He doesn't want to, but he can. 2.
I think if you use full heal now, the slime knight will do the healing. Or heal
Yes.
all, excuse me. Nope.
8,
It
Confess.
split it.
8 did
8.
1 because he... I don't know.
Whatever, it worked out. You got plenty of MP. You have elfin elixirs, you're gonna be fine.
Just get me to boss. I should have waited till the end of this room.
You can fight through these guys, that's not too hard.
I mean, you can also hot swap now if you actually care, but
I'm very lazy.
that's fair. Do the White Kings just have, like, enormous evasion or something?
No.
I think that was just dumb luck.
Okay, I was wondering. Ow.
We got a stone for that. Those claws are getting better.
Yeah, I assume as her, attack increases.
She's not Elena, but no one can be Elena.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's been forbidden since Elena happened.
When the game looked at it and went, yeah, we really messed up.
We may have overtuned that a little.
So she's Elena who can cast support spells and a couple other things.
Yeah, I think she has Oomph, which is one of the important ones.
She's got a lot of support, good support magic.
She has a lot of good support magic.
Including...
Well.
There we go.
Enough.
Thank you, Gudian. Do you have a spare elfin elixir
I have
in
one.
your bag? I know this might take a minute to go through everything. It's just more of a curiosity.
Well, actually, no, it wouldn't. I know how to make this go.
No, you don't. Okay. You have a prayer ring, though.
You do. Which, I mean, you might as well, since I think it restores, like, magic,
10 to 20.
water, level MP, but does it multiple times, so you might as well just use it
I have
until it
3
breaks.
prayer
Several
rings.
prayer rings. Maybe it's time to use those.
Yeah, it's time to use those.
Oh.
What?
They heal for the person on... Okay.
Yes, they heal for the person who's holding them. Alright. Emergency button.
She's fine. The others have elfin elixirs, and that's more important.
You can just hammer those rings until whoever's at full or they break and just go from there.
There we go.
That's fine.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. Be through. White King first and foremost, I think. The others probably see. Oh, wait, never mind.
We have a
B
monster
team,
to use this.
go!
We will swap again when we get through that door.
Yep,
When you get to that door.
that's fair.
Also, Newbie has the right of it. The Draken signs are actually the more dangerous creature.
Are they?
Good
Yes.
crackle.
Ah, yes.
Also that.
Also that.
Nope. Good one turn.
Change positions.
They don't have the staff anymore.
Yep, and Minmo can just heal them up via the Sage's Stone.
Stone, yeah. It has the lovely property of not caring where the position of the target is. Great.
Oh, the only
I
thing
didn't know
do.
they could do that.
You got it, boss.
Might be the
Everybody
last
trip
time we
edge.
hear this music.
It's true. It might be. It might not be. I'm not actually clear on how many rooms there are left.
I don't trust this chest.
That's fair. Well,
What up?
I can safely say that's not what I was expecting to happen under any circumstances, so hey, at least there's variety going for that one.
One more time,
Well
we'll hear
done.
the song.
Yes, indeed.
Maybe you'll gain a level off of it.
Ah! Come
It's
at
a healing
one
move.
with the self to regain strength. I see. Does it just like put you to sleep for a turn or something?
No, it just you take a turn to meditate and you heal a bunch of HP.
Oh, okay, it's just a spammable self heal. Since, you know, I'm guessing that it doesn't cost anything.
Necro Cero in the previous game used it.
I see.
Let it be
is a-
known, Alola never stopped accelerating.
God damn, that's so much for
Lola's
that low
HP
level cap.
became the problem, though.
Yes.
I see. Yeah, she does seem to be bottlenecked there a bit.
One more level for the road.
And a new toy for Punk.
Can't be that good.
Let's find out. Is Orichalcum.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's alright.
Why would you leave this until the very end? Nah, fuck you.
Can Deborah equip the Cobra Claw?
No, she can't use claws. She can use
Yes, she
claws.
can.
Okay,
You
hold
can
up.
use claws.
Hold up.
The Achilles are only on her because they're a falcon weapon.
The Achilles.
I'm not sure she can use fangs.
Let's find out.
No. Okay, you're right. I forgot. I did not realize that these were. Yeah, that
Yeah,
there was a
claw
difference.
type weapons she can wear. Fangs are things that, well,
Yeah,
I
basically
think
she
she
could
should
equip.
keep the acrylics.
I mean, yes, at that point, or.
Well, maybe you bring Mason in.
Yeah, we might have to tag Mason in.
Mason is a brick wall of pain.
Yeah, that's why you just put the Cobra Claw in her inventory and
Nah, I think
German.
she's fine.
Yeah, no, the 2-hit will always do more damage.
fair enough. I guess an enemy's defense would have to be really quite high in order for it to split the other way.
Just really quickly pull up a couple not important pieces of information at all.
Just throw down a quick save state here.
Yep.
Maybe get the party's thoughts on the matter. Again, I didn't remember that this conversation happened in this room, but I'm glad that I prompted you to push that button now.
Nay.
Nay, indeed. Thank you, Dusty. Yeah, they have different dialogue for fucking everywhere.
Nay.
Nay.
We will canonically get that dialogue.
And here we go.
The first time you're seeing this dude.
Just hanging out on this broken
Piccolo?
platform. He's got too much mustache for that, I think.
We'll see.
He's got the green skin with the arms
Well, yeah, it's a Toriyama design. Like, he's Piccolo-ish, don't get me wrong.
and the ears.
So you are reaching here at last,
Oh,
legendary
no.
hero, and all who accompanies with you.
I'm dying, Squirtle. This
I
is
am
destroying.
surely knowing that you are aware of my identity.
Oh, no.
Yes, I am Grandmaster of Nadira,
Nadira.
King of the Underworld, the Almighty Nismo. Nimzo.
Grandfather of
Nimzo.
Rasmo.
Countless
Oh my
Years
god.
ago,
Those years
my
ago, my
existence is
existence.
becoming... I got this, alright? My existence is becoming more powerful than this of your feeble goddess. The world is already belonging to me. My pawns have accomplished their duties. But is fine. But none of their moves are now important. They were mere players in my game. For I am chosen by fate. I am more strong than even legendary hero or goddess herself. Come and see this for yourselves. Will is fine. I will demonstrate to you power of God of Darkness.
I think there's a substitution on the W, but it's so close that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I normally don't read RPG dialogue, but I think that is an exception.
Oh yeah, that, I mean, like I said, I was kind of dying of laughter in the background. That was incredible. I was not expecting that.
What if you just hit him with your staff?
I mean, yes, but we put buffs up first.
There. Like, oomph.
Oof.
We have 2 oomph casters, I think.
Mm-hmm. Double the oomph.
I'm smart.
Good move!
You are smart. Used as planned.
The buff is not great, but we'll see how it works.
It
I mean,
gives some
it's half
defense
of the
up to
buff.
the entire party.
Yeah.
He might get some funny ideas about whacking people with a stick in his head. Damn it.
You hate to see it.
No. Just no.
Really? That is wild to me. Usually sap works, or sap works really, but
Yeah, sure about that. The offense begins.
And then,
it's time.
Yeah, just Deborah needs to get hit.
Yeah.
And then...
She can, yeah.
Can't help but notice that this is the normal boss music. I just became aware
Yes,
of
indeed.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's weird.
this is phase 1. You might as well start smacking him. Like, he also hasn't stripped our buffs, which, you know, bosses will do, so... I mean, it hasn't been that many turns. Maybe I'm preempting this. Hello?
Surprise.
Well, I guess Deborah starts beating up on the mooks then.
Time for
Everyone.
the most powerful weapon. That's right, the boomerang.
That's correct.
And the boom! Or crackle, actually, yeah.
Crackle
Yeah,
boss work.
she can also oomph herself if she,
Nah.
Everybody is.
Everyone already has the oomph.
Can you not stack it?
No.
It is just doubles.
Right. Well, goodbye. Apparently she learns large explosion.
Okay, ice is not good.
Ice is not good. Weird. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Anyway, time to pick up my stick.
What if, and here's a crazy thought, I just whacked him over the head with a stick.
Give him the stick.
Yeah, by the way, Vinay, 7 now hits harder than everybody. Alright.
Surprise, he does that.
Alright.
Okay, he does do that. Alright.
We will
fair enough.
ignore defensive buffs. Attack buffs will be...
Well, insulate's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
good
Insuladdle
call.
is still
Yes,
real powerful.
Insuladdle is still very good.
But buff and kabuff is more of an,
If we had Magic Barrier, that'd probably be optional, but yeah.
But then Magic Barrier would prevent me from... Actually, no, I don't use any magic healing for the most part.
I may be thinking of a different spell. It's the one that
Magic Barrier
reduces
reduces
incoming
the
magic.
damage of spells.
It's absorb magic and bounce that prevent the other things. I think. Bounce I know does. I
Wife
can't
may get a
remember.
crit. It's always worth attacking with her.
Right, you're fishing for that. And I mean, this is sort of the reason I was saying put the Cobra Claw on her in case, but you can fish for crits this way. Ow.
I'm actually
Whatever, it's
curious.
50 damage.
Well, she hits this turn. Mom heals.
Fair enough.
Checking out the boom.
Boom's acceptable.
By the way, Minmo does learn Big Boom, just in a few levels.
Right,
Just-
it's Kaboom. What wouldn't it be?
Just
Or why wouldn't it be?
just grind forever. We did not leave
Or-
the claw.
or-
Never mind.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I
Again,
didn't think you did.
the crits are worth the chance. Also, she's probably has better things to do most of the time.
Yeah.
I know a thing that she can do this turn. Ah, you invited minions. Well, about that.
Now the back line just unloads the artillery.
Also known as a boomerang.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Yes.
machines. Really hard to hit them with magic. Ice
Hey!
magic. Fire
Still
magic?
works.
It's okay.
Boomerang should handle this, but let's just make sure.
Boomerang should handle, yeah.
Just make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were going to cast Frizzle with
No reason to.
Sizzle. Well, yeah, she doesn't have infinite MP.
That'll do. Ow.
Did he just headbutt you?
Seems like.
Gotta put the stick back on.
Yep. Good call.
Heads up, you know.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of expecting you to use the Staff of Salvation on Deborah.
Fine.
Her HP is low enough that that bar is actually a misconception.
Fair enough. Yeah, she hasn't taken more than, like, 70-ish damage in a go, so...
Yeah, like watch.
Headbutted.
Could you not?
You've got spellcasters for that. And the boomerang.
Yeah, I had the Flame Tank Boomerang.
Most powerful spell in the game.
Boomerang.
I'm not kidding. It really is the most powerful spell. in the game.
It's kind of absurd, yes. I feel like Boom might have been more useful in the... Oh, well,
We don't know how
whatever.
well Boom works on them.
True enough.
And the last round, boy, that last time those guys showed up proved that it worked. It did enough damage to guarantee they dropped.
Yeah.
They just Stone. Yep.
Cover a small bit of number.
That's quite a sizable chunk for her.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Like, that's a Kafrizzle and change, I think. Might be 2. I can't remember how much
Fall
it
off your
costs.
horse, or at least phase change.
Yeah, go to phase 2 already, dude.
The king has entered a new phase.
Oh, do you like to know why he's not phase changing?
Please.
He is secretly regenerating HP every turn.
I figured there was something like that. Do we have a conception of how far along we are?
You're doing fine. Just keep hitting him.
I despise the
Like,
Dragon Quest
stealth
does that.
regeneration, yeah, is not good. It's not a good thing.
I am okay if they tell you that they're regenerating.
Yeah, like, as long as it's visible, you have a conception of whether you're making progress or not. But, like,
This
you
was
could
something
just-
that was used a lot in 3 and 4.
Right,
and-
because presumably it was a programming trick in those
No,
games.
these guys use boom, right? No, Rectors
Right.
are melee.
I think they're both. Give it a shot.
I mean,
See what happens with
You
Boom.
can test, yeah, like...
It's fine.
Yeah, it also has the added benefit of actually doing respectable damage against
The boss.
So,
Got there.
well, fell off his
beat him.
horse.
You did it. Da, da,
Please.
da.
Oh, please. God, cause
Hey!
Minmo? Deborah, hey! Yeah, sure. She might actually learn something. No, okay.
Now,
You are the admirable fighter's legendary hero and all who accompanies with you. But for you, I have the bad tidings. Now it is
Come on,
time
you have to do
for
the calling
you
back.
to observe my true power in all their glory. Cry if you will, scream if you will. Your suffering is as sacrifices for the almighty Nimzo. Now, blood of legendary hero will be spilled and lost forever.
if I remove all his blood, he can't pass it down. Mention. How many iterations of Fractal are you gonna go through, motherfucker?
So, by the way, you could see him underneath the facade he had before. That green head and the arms and stuff, you could see his face behind it.
Huh. Well,
No heal.
Why would you get a
Okay.
heal?
Phase 2. See if you do the move again.
Oh, you have Insulatl.
I have Insulatl.
that's your
Yeah.
first go-to.
Yes.
You mean the most powerful spell in the game, Insulatl? Yeah.
It goes Insulatl, Flame Tang, Boomerang, everything else.
Most powerful defensive spell in the game. The most powerful spell in the game is still Flame Tang Boomerang.
I would laugh really hard if Insulatl reduced the damage of Flame Tang Boomerang. I don't know how many circumstances it would come up in, but I'm sure there are a few.
He is big boy.
Oh! Understood.
Only hit once.
It's true.
Interesting.
I guess there's a chance that he doesn't act
It's a very high
twice.
chance.
Yeah, I figured.
All right, I do want to ask you to do one thing. Just at one point in this fight, you got to hit him with the Super Lightning. Doesn't have to be this turn. Does not have to be this turn. But one turn, hit him with the Super
Fire the
Lightning.
Kazap.
Alright, that is highest defense on them too. That's fine. We can heal that.
True.
Kabuff is now not needed. For
Fire.
Chrome.
Just once. I actually want to see how it looks. I've never seen the spell because I got here at about the same level you did, and I'm just curious what it does.
Did I oomph 7?
I believe you
I
oomphed 7 and
think
not
you.
8.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say the other way, but yeah. Go
Well,
for
let's
it.
just oomph him anyway. Be on the safe side.
Yep.
I need to point this out right now. The Sage's Stone does not heal as much as a Heal Us spell does.
Okay.
I did not know he had that. I swear I did not know he had
Did he
that.
just debuff me?
He used Kasap, yes.
Okay, cool.
I mean, yeah, you
You
can
have a
do that
leaf
with
to
Kabuff,
recover,
yeah,
but I
you
did
have-
not know
you have
he
a way
did
to
that.
do this. I'm as surprised as you were. That is some A+ crumb advice.
No, that was really just...
Hey newbie,
Common
throw a
advice.
grenade at the Muton pack.
Throw a grenade at the Muton pack.
That was this game's version of that advice. Is what
That wasn't even
was.
my advice.
Yes, I understand. That was you doing that.
My blood.
I will cop to Mutons, but you will cop to Kazap.
Yeah. Just sitting there going like, I mean, lightning's got to do something, right? Nope, he just has
It
a
sure
barrier
does.
you can't see.
No. Hello, welcome to Dragon Quest 5. Magic is worthless. Don't use magic.
Now his bounce is gone.
Wait. Can you strip bounce with the...
Yup.
Yes.
Okay. I can't remember if we ever scienced that or not.
He just starts with a bounce.
Yeah, that's... I mean, it's quite good damage. Does 8... Or is that... Oh! He alive!
I despise this asshole.
I was gonna actually suggest maybe swap him into the back. Like, because you can still hot swap your party, you can use the
Seven's
Sage's
faster
Stone
than
to...
Minzo.
Okay.
7 as I go first.
Yeah.
Right.
The
He has the
meteorite.
meteorite?
Yeah, the
Yes.
meteorite armband.
I'm seeing if 2 can play at this game.
Right. Motherfucker.
This game fucking sucks.
What the hell?
I'll go over his resistances.
Fuck me up.
Nimzo, resistances. Make sure I got the right one here. Let's see here. All attack spells, no resistance. They do full damage, but you have to get past bounce.
I mean, you can
Everything
strip it
else,
with a tool. But...
perfect resistance. No status effects hit him.
I see.
Sleep, no.
Well, yeah,
no.
sleep, poison, so on and so
Oh,
forth. But I
so he
guess
does
sap
that.
as well.
That's actually not bad for you because that gets rid of Kasap.
Yeah, it's all magic.
Enceladal.
Thank you. Every time. We have not seen it
It's
yet.
What do you think this guy's gonna do?
Yeah, but... No, that was my point. Like, we have not seen it yet, but...
Also, I'm intentionally not looking at his spell list. Or his list of stuff that he
I can tell you
does.
one of the spells he has.
Yeah.
He fucking loves it. Do we have a self debuff remover, or
No,
do we just have
that
to
does not
undo it?
exist.
Okay.
Which is
And
why...
also... Go ahead.
It's why the fact that every fucking boss uses Kasap, and not like just normal sap. They always have Kasap. Normal sap I could deal with. You can counter that pretty easily.
But it takes 2 casts of Kabuff to undo
And that's
it.
the problem. In this game, and I believe only this game, Kabuff does not counter Kasap. You are fighting a losing proposition to try to fight off Kasap with Kabuff. Which is, here, let me just check my notes.
Not
Stupid.
good.
Like, that is unreasonable right there.
Real talk, Golem would in the front row would be a good idea here, but you're doing this with a family, so it's okay.
Yes.
I believe
wanted-
that's actually how I beat this guy, was
I
Golem
wanted-
just tank so many hits.
I want to do it with the party setup that I want,
Yeah,
That's fair.
That's totally fair.
and not the one that the game is going to force me to use.
Actually, not too bad.
You just need to re-insulate.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh my fucking god.
Actually, you know what? That'd miss half your team. You just hit him. Yeah, he's not gonna have the oomph, but that's okay.
I mean, he can.
No, they can't go fast enough to get
Oh,
him.
right, yeah. 8's always, or 7's always gonna act before.
What's up? Oh, moving her up.
I think it's actually a better proposition. His defense is really low. That's weird.
He got hit by
He got
Kasap.
hit by Kasap, right.
Yeah,
I guess I
that's why.
could reorder them if... You know what? That's not the worst proposition.
Yeah.
Just gotta
The kids
remember...
take front row.
Yeah, just gotta
Yeah,
remember...
as soon as
if he-
the disrupting wave hits or other things.
Just gonna fuck with my mental thoughts of...
Which is
Yep.
why I was gonna suggest not doing it, but hey, it's fine.
No, I'm gonna use strategies that you could use.
You could use.
It is a strat.
The one thing I will say is it does seem like he always goes last.
Yeah.
He's not
Just-
very quick. I think he can occasionally go faster than 1 or 2 of your party members. numbers.
Yeah, there's some component of variance, but he's slow enough that...
Alright, no double tap somebody. Good.
Nope.
I have seen him double tap Kaboom before.
I love it. Yeah. And at that point,
Switch on back.
HP is what it is. That's right, it's time for whack.
Yep.
Does he have bounce on right now?
I think he put it back up. She might want to use a ring so she can continue using the oomph, or just use the elfin elixir.
Yeah,
Same.
No,
Elfin elixir's
Save
targeted.
save that, yeah. Because
Yeah.
you can use the elixir on somebody else. Ring it is. Damn, good heal.
Hey, Crumb, is he regenning?
No,
Thank
he
fucking
specifically
Christ.
does not.
Because I'm only doing
His
200
HP is what
damage
it
a
is.
turn.
How
The
much
other
was the
one-
previous phase regenerating?
50.
Ugh,
Not that much, but
enough.
what defense?
Why the fuck not?
Yep.
That's it. I have no defense now, right?
Change
Or you have one.
positions.
It might as well just keep going. Eventually, he's going to use Disrupting Blast, and that's going to help.
This is good for Bitcoin.
God damn it.
What? Honestly, it's better than taking a physical attack at this point. Ow.
Okay, it is okay.
It's okay. Time for a multi-heal.
Problem with the game handing you the Sage's Stone is that this happens.
Yeah. Things are balanced with Sage Stone. Okay, there we
That's
go.
actually
We're good.
okay.
Yeah, no, we actually want to see that. This is one of those weird fights where the boss doing that is not just endless cursing. There's an upside? That's weird, but, like, it's an interesting kind of weird, which I'm happy to see.
You could say it's interesting. You could say it's a positive side effect of the fact that Kasap is an awful dog shit spell.
Oh,
I mean, even if Kasap worked as the opposite of Kabuff, he still cast it often enough that, like, we wouldn't have great defense most of the time.
Yeah.
Even if it was only doing half of what it currently does, it would still be meaningful that it strips that.
okay. Those are 2 nice rounds of him.
Yeah, like, those were softballs.
Oh, this game had so much potential.
Yep.
It had so much potential to be, like, cool and fun, and... Man.
They messed with a lot of... You got hit by an Encelotl. Or removed
I did get hit by
Encelotl.
Encelotl.
You're right. My bad. Blah. Yeah.
Game's a bit too brain dead.
Yeah.
Even this boss fight is, like, solved. I just need all the numbers to go in the right direction.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, you have enough elfin elixirs that you can just keep going. He hasn't cast Bounce in a while, right?
No, I don't think so.
He hasn't.
You can try a Crackle, see if it does any damage.
This seems like a good way to blow up your team if you're wrong, but whatever.
It only hit one person.
Yeah, well. In any event, it did enough.
It did numbers.
It did numbers.
Solid.
It actually
100
did a
is not
respectable
bad.
numbers.
I mean, she's gonna go back to healing now, but
Now,
hey,
he
yes.
does use fire magic, so I'm going to say that Cassizzle ain't going to do much.
try.
It's true. There's no real.
She needs her MP for casting Oomph.
There's that.
Yeah.
There's actually something her MP is reserved for. If it weren't that, there would actually be a reason to.
Okay. Not the
I
end of the world.
Yeah, we re-up Insulatl.
Insulatl being removed, 8 MP pool being removed, 3 MP at a time.
Yeah, but hey, we've still got 11 of them. It might be worth Elfin Elixiring him at some point, though, because we do want multi-heal to be in the pocket if we need to.
As soon as he drops below multi-heal capabilities.
Fair enough. How much does it cost?
That's the thing I will check next turn.
Fair enough.
18. Okay, we got a bit to go.
Understood.
He does not have bounce, though.
Crack him.
How much does Cassizzle use? How much does Oomph use? Fuck me up. It's about family. Oh, right, you said he has no resistances to...
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna repeat it because I thought that would be rude. And also, can't give you all the notes on this one. That's actually a good sign.
I mean, it does mean he's low on health, but they gave him a heal because he needs it.
Oh yeah. That's actually a scripted heal.
You're a scripted heal.
In some ways, yes.
I was about to ask, magic damage isn't scaled by Oomph, right?
No,
It shouldn't be.
it's not scaled by
I didn't-
anything.
That one is not a scripted heal, though.
He just very rarely does that.
You can just do that.
I mean, I assume it's a mid-heal or something.
Alright, now I need to feel like I need to do more DPS.
Actually, I'm curious.
Powerful.
New spell.
New spell.
That's just single target, though, right?
New spell just dropped.
That's actually the best thing for him to do, is for him to just use Kafrizzle, because that's easy to heal off.
I love that every Dragon Quest like final boss theme is always the same fucking song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, that's not the right page to open. Okay. Observed.
What are you looking at?
Do not worry about it.
You want to put up another Insulatl, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I was not looking at what happened last turn.
That's the main reason I spoke up.
2 of them.
Easy turn.
Yep. Oh,
Well,
You've got Kazing.
and then we can use,
The Elfin Elixir on 8.
yep.
this.
He's in his next phase.
Can now crit. Great.
Oh yeah, fuck this phase. Actually, this is a bad phase. This phase sucks.
Okay.
Well, at least she can recover her MP. She's got an elfin elixir on her.
Yes.
Did she just flat bottom out her mana pool? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess she's been casting for quite a while, so that's fair.
She's really good at it.
Okay. Now that some of our damage is coming from, whatchamacallit, spells,
Magics.
that doesn't actually feel so bad. Not that, you know, this stops us from re-upping oomph, but...
Gotta get that oomph going.
Yay!
Finally got that crit.
Okay. At least we got the Insulatl off, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some quick sayings to the side.
Okay.
Sure.
Ah, I see.
He did not remove my buffs, did he?
He did not.
No.
Okay.
He cast Kaboom and did nothing else. Oh well.
That was a didn't matter how much health you had, you were just dead combo.
Yeah.
Nope.
A kill one character combo is not great, but workable.
Like for the people in chat who were curious, I did the math. It would have killed him at full health. It did not matter how much HP 7 had there. Okay.
If you insist.
People were curious.
As you might surmise, attempting to flee from the final boss is not a winning strategy. But thank you for doing the science, newbie. Yeah, okay. I just had to check.
Good try, but no. Oh, by the way, he still casts Kasab. Why? Because.
Badly, apparently. Ow.
The good news, good quote-unquote news here is his Kasab does literally nothing at this end phase. Critical hits ignore defense.
Right, so it's him wasting turns.
He is
now.
wasting a turn every time he casts Kasab.
That's actually really interesting. Well, I say interesting. Funny is a better way to put it, since it's mostly an unintended consequence? I don't even know. Sir!
Son of a bitch.
You gotta leave.
Yes, I know.
Axolotl's still up, right?
For some people.
Right. Doesn't persist through being downed.
I'm taking the back row's damage output with a Sizzle and Crackle. Got him.
Deborah just blows him up. Okay. I was wondering how long you had the breath to go on for.
So he has a total in his second form of 6,500 health. 7,000 actually, I miscounted. But he uses Meditate and recovers 500 HP every time he does that.
500.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I looked it up, but I didn't want to say anything in case he did it again.
Master Neteri, King of the Underworld, Almighty Nimzo, please log off. How is this possible? I cannot be defeated.
I will never log off, coward. I'm very glad I don't read Russian because I'm pretty sure my brain would have imploded looking at those text boxes.
Unlike the fight with Necrocero, which felt fair, I hate that fight. Necrocero is brutal and has a ton of different attacks that he employs, and the fight goes through tons of phases, and it's interesting. That fight, just at the end, he goes, nope, I don't care. I don't care how much health you have. I'm just going to kill someone.
I don't actually remember how different Necrocero was.
Necrocero's had a lot of other spells and abilities and such. But
okay.
Necrocero had a chance to crit, but it wasn't every attack as a crit.
It wasn't every attack as a crit.
That's a straight health check, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I will say at this point, hey, sorry for people watching the stream. Yeah, frame droppage started happening about halfway through that boss fight.
Right. Alright, I had blocked this part out. Just, internal self-defense mechanism against Flanders
Also,
Dragon.
I should mention this, going through this thing. His stats change throughout the fight.
Really?
Yes. In the first and third forms, he has 75 agility. But in the second form, which he does have a second form, that was his regeneration form, he only has 15, so he always goes last.
I see.
However, in his third form, his attack drops from 375, you did not hear that wrong, to 43. But since he always does a critical hit, it almost always does times 5 of his base attack thing, so 215 damage.
I see. I assume that's why they changed that number.
Yes, they wanted to make it so that when he did an attack, it looked monstrous, but he didn't always one-shot someone.
Right. He does a big pile of damage, but because it's always a crit, it's essentially fixed.
Yeah.
Of course, that has the problem, as you say, of being a flat health check.
But his last phase, he knows Kaboom, Kafrizzle, Kasap, Desperate Attack, which is his regular attack.
His crit, yeah.
Yeah. Disruptive Wave and Fire Breath. And his other two forms have some combination of those moves.
I could probably talk to people. I don't care.
Good, but
who cares?
The game has unfortunately worn out its welcome with you, I think.
Unfortunately so, but yes.
I like the Dragon Quest series. I just think that 5 here was them adding a lot of mechanics to the game, and it unfortunately messed up how things work. Like, this is the first game that had the boomerang, I think.
I got sidetracked when I was talking about mechanics earlier, but yeah, this game is sort of an inflection point in the mechanical design of the series. But as a consequence of that, it kind of sacrificed the, game for the experimentation, I guess? For better or worse, it's still popular enough that, it's remembered fondly. It's the one that got the, animated adaptation or what have you, but,
I need to leave through that door.
Yeah, yeah, as Vinay said, and we got an anime adaptation. This game has a pretty good story. I mean, the story stays throughout the whole thing.
Is good.
It's just, unfortunately, as Newbie pointed out several times through this game, most of the fights was just Newbie throwing a boomerang.
Yeah.
From the first session where I think you got a boomerang to the end, it was boomerang. And then the final boss, finally, you had a boss that damaging spells worked on. And they didn't resist it.
Yeah, like the resistances on a huge number of enemies through the late game are just high across the board for reasons, question mark?
I appreciate that he actually had sap resistance, so it's like, maybe I should use other... Oh, wait. Fireworks. Ice works.
Yeah, and you said it right at the beginning of the fight. He has no resistances to any attack magic. You can throw whatever you like at him.
I actually despise the fact that he has sap resistance because, in my opinion, is the game going, so you've used melee the entire game, right?
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Not now. Also, I need to pull this one up. The hero's daughter, the last spell she learns is Kaboom at 36.
Yeah, just, you're not getting here by the end of the game.
Oh my god. Does the sun learn another spell? I knew he learned, he learns the Mega Lightning spell at level 38.
Which
right,
he
but
is.
that's...
No, he's 34.
No, he's 34.
34, yeah.
There's another lightning spell.
Kazapple.
Yeah, Kazapple. It takes 10 MP from all of your allies to cast, but it deals an enormous amount of damage.
10 MP from all your allies. That whiffs.
Yeah,
Am I going the right way? No.
Here, I'm looking at it right now. It does 300 to 350 points of damage.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
I like how my MC did not cast a single spell, I think, that entire fight.
I think he used a full heal a couple times.
Maybe?
Yeah, but most of the time, it's just, I'm going to hit him with my stick.
He casts stick.
The thing is, he eventually outsped 8 in damage, which feels wrong. So it was just, he was the more important one to attack with.
Well, that's the weird thing about 8, is you think 8's supposed to be the heavy hitter. He's actually more of a priest than anything else. He's like a better Kirill.
Remember that a lot of the time, 8 had to use support magic. 8 had to re-up Insuladdle. 8 had to occasionally throw multi-heal. 8 had to cast Kazing.
Yeah, 8 is pretty much Kirill and Mina from Dragon Quest IV combined, and with better equipment access. Which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, like it's a... Something about this text box that really amuses me, but yeah.
That nun is the nun from way back at the beginning of the game.
I mean, this is Wheelbrook, so I guess that makes sense.
I mean, she's one of the few people that stuck around. Everyone else died or left. Or both.
I think it's amusing that the game is not automating, but automating-ish the victory lap.
Go talk to all these people one last time. Or not.
Or don't, as you see fit.
Where are you going?
You know, he's, he forgot... He's trying to remember he left the stove on.
Taking the long way back to...
Gotha?
I think we're gonna go talk to your father-in-law? Your father-in-law.
Yeah. Monster Ferrato. He really
Ned
did.
Got lost, okay?
Look. He forgot. Sorry, I also blocked out Rodrigo's dialogue in self-defense.
So, you got to being an adult in what, the second session of the game? Ish?
Yes.
I think that's correct, yeah.
Yeah, you got the edged boomerang around that point, and I think you used the edge boomerang for about 15 hours. And then you got the flame tang boomerang, which you used for the rest of the game. Yeah, it's just been boomerang all the way down.
Somewhere off screen, Sokka nods proudly.
It's too good of a weapon.
It really is. I believe they got toned down in every subsequent game, as you might imagine.
No,
No?
no.
Really?
They made it harder to find a couple of them. And they
Yeah, I
made it
also
so
remember that
people
like
who can use
boomerang
the boomerang.
upgrades.
Well, the thing is, the people who can use the boomerang in later games aren't 7,
Right.
who has strength for days.
Is the main character in 8 the highest? No, Yangus is. What am I thinking?
Where the fuck are you?
I mean, 8 I have no idea. The main character in 8 has a decent strength, but he's not the
Right,
highest.
but not the highest.
Yeah.
He got lost. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hey, remember her?
Yeah.
Stopping by to say hi. This is the visit old friends portion of the game, it seems.
Which wouldn't feel so weird if I didn't already do this.
Did you already do this?
Yes, I did this as soon as Phase 3 began. I went and
Right.
revisited everyone.
I imagine that there is some meaningful difference in having it happen at the end of the game, though.
But they're saying all the same shit.
Seriously?
Yes.
Very similar, yeah. I mean, there's a little bit more in here, but not much.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the part that I didn't quite remember.
Sub out, like, you
Stuff
killed the king with wow, you're still around, and they're saying the same things. Like literally, Harry said the same shit of like, oh, look at your kids, they're a chip off the old block, and you're again like your uncle acting like I don't know. Yeah, it's a lot of the same stuff again. All right.
Where to this time? Place your bets.
Okay.
I mean, Gotha's the end point. When are we going to hit Gotha?
It's going to be the desert. It's going to be the desert place.
That would be a good idea. Stop by her to say, hey, we did
Nope.
it. No,
Thanks for
fuck
that.
you.
Where are we going this time? Okay, but where are we going this time?
Are we actually going to Gotha? God damn it.
Wait.
Dragon, we can stop to ask direction.
Hold up. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
For 10,000 years.
The Roman numeral for 5 is a fucking boomerang. Fair. Cat.
Someone needs to redraw the Dragon Quest V logo.
It's just... It's too good. The boomerang's too good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, some people pointed out that Eric in 11 was really good at the boomerang. Yeah, he can also do a lot of other things very well, so it's not like the boomerang is the out-and-out best choice.
The point of the music.
Okay.
That's the song. That's Dragon Quest.
I'm not going to lie, I actually briefly stared in confusion at my screen before realizing, oh wait, no, that's stupid. This is the time when they'll do the thing, because, I mean, hey, it's the end of the game.
Points at the screen. That's it. That's Yakuza 7.
Uh-huh.
Truly, this was the Dragon Quest V, the Hand of the Heavenly Bride. That's me yelling.
In case it wasn't clear.
Newbie, I don't have another Dragon Quest to recommend to you.
Good.
Yeah, I think we're about done here.
I mean, I actually had a long conversation with my brothers about this during holiday times and such, and like our general consensus was 4, 3, and 9 if you don't want to have like conversation with your characters to have like character growth and everything, because 3 and 9 is just you build your own team.
Three, you
it's
say.
Etrian Odyssey.
Yeah. And then 11, because 11 is actually pretty good.
Now, Chrome, I'm going to lean in really close to the mic here.
Uh-huh.
How much are you willing to put money down on 3 being good?
Not very. That was more, I mean, it is a fun game, and I have a lot of nostalgia, so I could have the blinders on for that one.
I feel like you specifically have the blinders on for Dragon Quest III. It did a lot of things that were important and interesting, but I don't know, especially after this, how well it holds up in retrospect.
What if we make Newbie play 1 or 2? No.
No!
Neither. I would actually suggest 2 over 1. Yes, that's coming from me.
Like,
1 is a boring game.
honestly, here's the thing about 1. Nothing in the game is immune to sleep. Nothing in the game is immune to sleep. You always have a chance of your status effect spells working. That makes a lot of difference to how 1 do.
By the way, 6, for people wondering why I'm not suggesting it, it has a couple neat mechanics and actually introduces some things to the series that last for a very long time. Boy, howdy. The first half of the game is good, the second half is not.
So at least it has that on Dragon Quest VII.
Yeah. Dragon Quest, no one should ever play 7.
Please don't play Dragon Quest VII.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, play the 3DS version, but don't play Dragon Quest 7.
Why is this ending so much of a wend?
I don't know. They could have just done this without the opening bit earlier. We went out and talked to everybody.
Yeah. Lord Almighty!
Are we there?
Vend is here.
Fiend.
Find.
Man. I've not turned around on a game this hard since Breath of Fire 3.
I was about to say it's got to be Breath of Fire 3, because you liked the first couple sessions of Breath of Fire 3.
I really enjoyed Breath of Fire 3 for a bit, and then it just kind of wore on me and became frustrating.
Right around the time we found the boat, which is exactly what I said. Yeah, get ready. We're in for some,
It's for the bad times.
This game started out really interesting, but it just doesn't know what it wants to do.
Yeah, like, mechanically, it's too incoherent to...
It's got about an extra 10 hours of bloat.
That too.
It's not just the bloat, though. It's that a lot of its systems are pulling against each other in ways that really work to the detriment of the whole.
Yeah, they tried to fiddle with a lot of the numbers, and sometimes that worked, and a lot of times it didn't. Like
Right.
the whole, like we talked to death about Kabuff and Kissap. That was a bad idea.
Right, and also, like, the terrible, terrible access to an actual caster, you know, for the parts of the game where a caster might have been useful before the final boss, or...
The final boss that can still cast bounce if it wants to and turn off your caster.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of the monsters in this game. I thought it was a neat idea. It just, because you don't have guaranteed certain monsters or whatever to fill gaps in the midsection, it really messes with a lot of the flow of the game, and I didn't like that.
Well, and more to the point, the variability does... So, and this is obviously going to be...
It adds replayability possibilities to the game, but
at the
game...
expense of the individual playthroughs.
Exactly. Again, I think I still really enjoyed 4 a lot. Like 4 is a game that I've legitimately thought of going back and playing again because I've really enjoyed it.
Right. And I think, like, I'm trying to figure out how to put this. There was a combination of, like, maybe it's just overall bosses were snappier. Bosses were more frequent, so there was a greater demand for like a variety
Boss
of skill sets
so
in the party.
I have gone over this before. Bosses for me are constant tests of your mastery of the game's systems.
Right, your ability in this case, your ability to adapt to the changing demands of the fight.
Exactly. When a game just doesn't have bosses for giant stretches of time, you are never challenged in any meaningful way.
Right.
So
and that can
what
be
allowed me to just go, all right, well, I'll make the party of the best basic melee attackers in the entire game and just go at it. And then that even worked for bosses when that came up, so it just felt like nothing. There was never a point when, and as we've expressed, there's never a point when I needed a spellcaster because the game isn't built around you having a spellcaster. Even for normal encounters, which is where spellcasters are supposed to flourish in these early games because they have status effects, they have AoE, it's your main source of AoE, but they added so much sources of AoE in your basic melees in this game that didn't matter at all.
And I guess, how do I put this? Additionally, because there was no guarantee, this is a thing I think we discussed off camera for the folks in the stream. Because there's no guarantee of what your individual party's capacity will be beyond a very basic set, which is the human characters, at any point in the story, the game wasn't able to, for the most part, there are standouts, design like individual monster capabilities or encounter capabilities to the same degree that they were able to in Dragon Quest IV, where there were several points in Dragon Quest IV where, like, yeah, Newbie was pretty vocal about hating the groups at the time, but they represented an interesting challenge. Sometimes that challenge hated you, like Alchemist Cave, but there was always, like, a thing to do. And because of the way 4 very tightly defined your party's total pool of stuff you had access to
It's
at
similar,
any given point in the game, they could design to it.
It's similar to the way that FF4 has very well crafted bosses because they know exactly what party you're going to walk in with, so they can create a boss that requires specific answers, and you have to figure that out.
Right.
Whereas this one has to build bosses that can be beaten by any party, and as such, they are flavorless and
they're bad bosses. I find it interesting that, like, Final Fantasy V kind of went the opposite direction, where it's not like
the thing is
not any party, but a wide variety of parties can beat any given boss by a wide variety of
Final Fantasy V is different in the sense of here's a puzzle, you have this, figure out your own unique solution to this puzzle.
Yeah, Rube Goldberg, machine yourself a victory.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. This is like a 6 out of 10 for me. The game story is really good, but the game is not fun to play for me. So that's the thing. That is the thing that always drop a game down for me. The story can be the best fucking story ever. Fucking Final Fantasy 9 is like a 7 out of 10 for me because that game just sucks to play.
Slogs, yeah. Additionally, and I don't, and maybe this is more from like me than it is for you, but like I don't know that the game was done any favors by the long gaps between sessions.
Not really. Like, it wasn't done any favors, but I don't think my opinion would change that much.
Okay, fair enough.
Because, like, here's the thing. I didn't look forward to playing the game at all.
Okay. That is fair enough.
That's a difference. Like, that's the immediate thing.
It's a mechanical sour spot in the experimentation of the series.
FF9's final boss rules. I had so much fun with the final boss of FF9. That was when I felt like the game was actually doing something.
It's not easy, but like Necron is a challenge
in terms of stories. Well, very little sense.
It comes out of fucking nowhere.
Story-wise, it's bad, but like, it's a good boss. It uses Grand Cross. Any boss that uses Grand Cross is fun. Rotate the board. The other problems with the final boss of 9 is that mechanically that game is broken to shit. And not in a good way.
I don't know very much about 9 at all, so I'll take your word for it. But yeah, I think we've already dissected like Five's failings and also Dragon Quest's failings enough times.
Yep.
And the
We're
failings
talking in circles at this point.
Yeah, we're talking in circles. I will say though, for one timeout is that like I don't necessarily ascribe to the idea that like bosses are required to have a meaningful challenge. In that, like, I do remember parts of Etrian Odyssey games where like the random encounters were okay. I have to think about how I deal with
it. Doesn't have to be the boss, but there has to be something in there somewhere.
There has to be something.
Bosses and encounters were the exact same thing, and they were all brain dead for me in my playthrough of this. It wasn't until that final dungeon where I actually had to start thinking, and mainly the thinking was, okay, which enemy do I kill first? And that's it.
And that would have, been a great thing to have start happening at around the 10% mark or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, I think we have said our fill on this.
Yeah.
Good night to Dragon Quest V.